Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again, man. Hey, I know it's been a minute. I had to step away for a little while from the YouTube. I had to, life happens. Just had to step away for like mental health things. Just get myself back to where I need to be. But I would say I'm back like a fat cat in black, baby. It's your boy E2 Blue. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm always gonna be. Now, I probably shouldn't go away sometimes because, dang, I take a little break and I start losing subscribers. And I'm like, damn, like, does that happen to everybody if they take a break? I don't know. But whatever the reason, I know I'm definitely out of the YouTube algorithm right now. So I'm going to have to start doing more videos, get back into it. But if you do see this video, make sure you like it, share it, so your boy can get back on track. But anyway, some news today, though, that came out, and we got a lot to talk about because I have to catch up from my perspective, but I know you've heard it from the dozens of other Cowboy YouTubers out there. But that's a good thing about our Dallas Cowboys. We have plenty of YouTubers out there, so, you're really not missing anybody, because if one person is not available, somebody is going to, do it. I know Mark is on vacation right now. He's still doing videos, but y'all know how Mark is. He always going to do a video. No matter if he in the bathroom, in Tahiti, on a boat, it don't matter. He'll do a video. But yeah, so Dallas Cowboys ended up cutting wide receiver Antonio Calloway. And, it sucks because we didn't even get a chance to really see him do anything. He's been on the practice squad. He was on the practice squad all last year. He didn't play any games for the Cowboys, so we really don't know what we were going to get out of him. But it sucks because, again, we know these players are human. They end up doing things, and this is the result of it. He was arrested in Miami for driving on a suspended license. Now, that may be minuscule to a lot, which it is, but you still can't drive on a suspended license. I get that. But Dallas Cowboys ended up cutting him. And I don't think it's just because of that, but because he's clearly been a problem in the past. If you know anything about him, he came from the Browns, and the most he's ever done was with the Browns. Now, he's been suspended in the league from the Browns before. This is not a new thing with the Browns receivers. A lot of Brown receivers seem like they've been on that end of getting cut and released and not being able to play because of suspensions. But anyway, in his place, to take his spot, they ended up signing Tyron Johnson, guy with 4.3 speed, kind of a raw athlete, not really a good route runner, but he's fast as hell. And, Cowboys look like they're trying to get speed. But Tyron more than likely will be a practice squad guy, maybe a special teamer if he makes the team. We know that he was an undrafted guy in 2019 or 2018, one of those years, from the Houston Texans. He also played a little bit. He had short stints with the Raiders and the Chargers as well. He comes to the Dallas Cowboys with a speed element, which seems like what the Dallas Cowboys are looking for nowadays. And that's pretty much it that I can say about him. He's just a raw guy, not a great route runner, which is more than likely one of the reasons why he was undrafted. But I will say this, we'll see what happens in training camp because, again, Dallas Cowboys are good at getting young talent and making them into stars. It's happened in many occasions before. So Cole Beasley was an undrafted guy. He turned out to be pretty great, and then he ended up retiring. Just some other things. Everybody talks about this whole Zeke Elliott thing, and I'm just like, it's one of those toss-up things, right? It could be a situation where the Dallas Cowboys are more than likely waiting. We know that the door is open for Ezekiel Elliott to come back. If you want my personal opinion, I will say that, yes, I do want him back because I don't believe that any of the young running backs that we have on this team has the Zeke element as much as knowing, in the aspect of knowing Dak Prescott, knowing how to be his pass protector and anything like that. Rojo, I don't know much about Rojo. He didn't really play much with the Chiefs, which should tell you a lot. And again, they had some decent running backs over there. And I think he's got like a couple of Super Bowl rings because he's been on rosters, even though he didn't play. He's been on rosters with teams. I want to see what Rojo can do before I make any assumptions of anything. I'm not going to go and say that Ronald Jones is not a good running back because I don't know much about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, but, you know, I want to see Deuce Vaughn. I want to see what these young guys can do in this type of element with this team. But, and I give them that opportunity. But, again, they say the door is open for Ezekiel Elliott mainly because they want to see what they got, right? If they think that they really need to bring Zeke back, then they'll probably bring him back on a veterans minimum. But that's really all up to Zeke. Does Zeke think that he's worth more than that? I'm sure he does. Would a team pick up Zeke? Probably not until they get injuries on their team and they feel like they just need a veteran guy in there. But I think that more importantly, like, I think his just due would be good to come back to the Cowboys, even in a smaller capacity, just to be that guy as a pass protector and short yardage situations like goal line and stuff like that. Because, again, he is a bruising back, and we don't have a bruiser back on this team. The biggest back we got is Rojo. And Rojo, to me, is not necessarily a bruising back. So, you know, I just don't think none of these guys has that effect as Ezekiel Elliott does in that type of capacity. That's what I think personally. But, you know, it is what it is. Let's see what these guys can do in the mandatory minicamp coming up, and after they break in July and come back in late July, early August for training camp, we'll see exactly what they can do then. Now, you know, of course, Dak Prescott gets so much hate. I will say this about that situation. I've explained some of it before, but this is my thing on it. Yes, Dak is a top 10 quarterback to me. Do I think that he's elite? No, I don't think he's elite, which is one of the reasons why he was picked in the 4th round of draft. Is he a special quarterback? Yes, I think he's a special quarterback because one of his best traits is not even his ability to play. It's his leadership. Now, you look at guys like Aaron Rodgers and some of those quarterbacks like him, and the Bears' former quarterback, I forget his name because he's been retired for a little while now, but guys like them, with their type of attitudes, they're not good leaders. They were good quarterbacks, but they weren't good leaders. Now, Dak is a good quarterback, and he's a true leader. I just really think that his downfall came from the injuries to his thumb, the injuries to his ankle, and the fact that, and not to say anything negative about Kellen Moore, because I'm going to tell you my stance on Kellen Moore. And for you buttheads that keep saying stupid stuff about, I never waver for what I say, right? This is how I always felt about Kellen Moore. I know that, and I said this many times, especially in my live streams, because you can go back and look at it. He's been that guy that he's a young offensive coordinator, and someday he will be a very good offensive coordinator. But he just needs to learn that you have to learn how to have balance, right? He's a gunslinger type of offensive coordinator. So the way he calls things are, everything is an option routes. I think a lot of reason why Jalen Tolbert and other young wide receivers didn't do well last year with this team, and even some of the young tight ends, is because the offense was complicated, right? And that's how it was with the Jason Garrett era. We went through so many years with this Jason Garrett era. We know that Kellen Moore is a product of Jason Garrett. Yes, they can win you some games. Yes, we were top 5 in offense, which is all great. You want to continue to be that, and I'm not taking that away from Kellen. But when it matters, when it comes to crunch time, when you're playing against teams that are just as good as you or better, you fall flat because these teams have the ability to understand your tendencies, right? It's a lot of repetition tendencies in this offense in the past with the leadership of Jason Garrett and Kellen Moore. That's not really Kellen Moore's fault. Kellen Moore, that's all Kellen Moore knows because he learned under Jason Garrett. Kellen Moore, for his thing, he has to learn a different way to go about things. That's my opinion. I think that him going to the Chargers, he will be a really good coordinator going forward. He just needs to be under the tutelage of somebody that can show him, hey, this is what we need to do, not this, right? I think with the Dallas Cowboys, per se, Mike McCarthy really wanted to be the one to call the plays, which he should, but Jason Garrett didn't allow that. Jerry Jones didn't allow that. Jerry Jones said, oh, I want Boy Wonder to do all this bat in the third. But although we know behind the scenes that Mike McCarthy didn't have full control of his team. Now that he does, you can withhold your judgment on him until this year. Like if he falters as a play caller, then by all means you could say all you want about Mike McCarthy. But I'm riding on my coach right now because I think that he can do it. Did he not do it with the Packers? Yes, the Packers were good for a long time with Mike McCarthy. And then you hear the haters say, oh, well, it's because they had Aaron Rodgers. Dak Prescott is not Aaron Rodgers. Yes, Dak Prescott is not Aaron Rodgers. Dak Prescott is his own quarterback. Dak Prescott is a guy that can definitely get you to a Super Bowl, but you have to be able to coach in the way that pertains to the way that he plays, right? A lot of those interceptions, and everybody keeps saying, oh, he's a turnover machine. God damn, y'all. He had the highest interception rate one season in his career. And y'all bust his balls. But 6 years prior, he didn't have the highest percentage rate in turnovers. Look at his rookie year. He had the lowest interception rate in possible football history when it comes to rookies coming in. So I don't want to hear that shit that, oh, all of a sudden he's a turnover machine. If he does that again this year, then okay, then you can start saying that, okay, something's wrong with Dak. We got to figure something out, blah, blah. But not after just one season. That's just ignorant. Everybody has bad years. Everybody has bad days. Y'all have to understand that football players are human just like anybody else, right? It happens, right? And I think that under the tutelage of Mike McCarthy and Brian Schottenheimer, I think that it's going to be better because Schottenheimer is an older guy. He's been in the league. He's had 21 years of offensive coordinator experience and coaching, period. So I think that his method will help with this offense to not necessarily dumb it down, but it's going to be an easier offense to learn. You look at how the 49ers run it. Their offense is predicated on any quarterback coming and being successful because that's how the West Coast offense is. It's a lot of short passes, intermediate passes, although we know that Dak Prescott can throw the ball deep. We know his percent, he's 62%, 61.7% in long throws. So for people talking about this whole dink and dunk thing is stupid. First of all, in my opinion, dinking and dunking ain't bad because Tom Brady did that his whole fucking career. Did y'all not know that? Tom Brady has been a career dink and dunker. And where has that gotten him? 7 Super Bowls. So I don't want to hear that bullshit. So with that being said, dink and dunk all day because dink and dunking opens up big plays. Dinking and dunking tires defenses out because you're marching down the field positive yards wise to the goal line. So for you idiots that just don't know anything about football, just say you don't understand. Don't just reverberate shit that you hear from these talking heads, which are definitely leading you down the wrong way. So stop. It's common sense. So sorry this video is long. It's just because I haven't done one in a while. I just got to get back, and it was just some certain things I've been hearing and seeing. I was like, oh, I got to talk about this. So yeah. So in my opinion, I think that Dak is gonna play much better this year because first of all, he's tired of hearing y'all shit, and he's tired of falling on the sword because of other reasons. Like you guys got to understand that like it's more than what you see, right? A lot of it was just the coaching. And I just think that, not saying that Kellen Moore was bad. Like I said, I just don't think Kellen Moore is the right coordinator for Dak because he's his peer. Think about it. How are you going to learn from somebody that you competed with when you first got in the league? Like, remember, Dak Prescott was fighting for a quarterback spot with Kellen Moore because Kellen Moore was a player then. Remember that? When Kellen Moore got his foot stepped on by one of the offensive linemen and then he got injured and never played again? And he became a coach. That's what happened. y'all forget that they're peers. They're not. It's not gonna work that way. Like you gotta. That's why I said he just needs a fresh start with somebody else, somebody different. Because Dak Prescott ain't gonna listen to Kellen Moore like as he would a Schottenheimer. Because again, he looking at Kellen Moore like, bro, you ain't even better than me as a quarterback. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's just how he feels about that. But I will say this. A lot of times a fresh start helps. So let's see what this offense can do. I'm optimistic about what we have. I'm happy about the trades with Brandon Cook and Stephon Gilmore. There's talks about them go ahead and trying to re-sign Lamb and Diggs and Dak Prescott so we can lower this cap hit. Let's do it. Get these guys signed. Let's get to work. So with that being said, man, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think in the comment box. And again, it's your boy YouTube Blue. Always keeping it real. Y'all enjoy y'all Monday. Peace.